Welcome to the Make a Baby podcast. I'm Carolina Sotomayor, your podcast host and expert Reiki womb healer. Over the past 6 years, I've had the honor of helping over 75 babies come into the world through the power of Reiki. I believe that healing is not meant to be done alone, nor should it be. On this podcast, you'll hear amazing Reiki guided meditations, empowering healing tips, and taboo topics with a focus on inclusivity and representation. Are you ready for these conversations? I am. Let's get started. You're listening to the Make a Baby podcast. This is episode 76. And today we are doing one of my favorite things I get to do in my practice, to get to do in my job. It's super helpful for me to use when I'm connecting to spirit babies, spirit guides, and loved ones on the other side. We are talking about oracle cards with my Reiki. So we're actually going to do a fertility and pregnancy reading on this episode. And I'm super excited. But before we jump in, we're doing the listener of the week. I want to give a shout out to our featured listener. It's actually someone I'm related to. My cousin, Maite. She is a huge supporter of mine just in general in life, but she sent me a DM and she was telling me how much she loves the podcast. And she's not a mom yet, but we decided, and so this is also not just like a featured listener of the week, but also an exciting announcement. We're going to do an episode together. We're going to record it next month in June. And she's going to come with questions, and it's going to be quite the opposite. Usually I interview someone and they answer the questions. However, she's going to interview me from the perspective of a woman who wants to conceive but doesn't know where to start. What answers and what do they need to know? So she's going to interview me on the podcast. We share the same last name. So I'm super excited to actually share that. I think our dynamic is funny and charismatic and hilarious. So I think it'll be probably one of our best episodes if I can bottle up our energy together. It's amazing. Our dads were brothers. So she's my first cousin, probably my closest family member. And she's just a dynamo. She's everything amazing in life bottled up into one tiny human. So that's coming. And I just want to make her the first listener of the week because she was just rooting along this whole journey. We finally reached 1,400 downloads this past week, and she was celebrating with me in the DMs and just rooting for me this entire time. And our podcast is now 1 year old. So thank you, Maite, for all your support. And I can't wait to record that episode and release it. I'm giving you a little bit of a teaser so you know what's upcoming. It's going to be exciting. So let's do this. So it's Reiki and a reading for this episode. So let's go ahead and with the Reiki, I'm going to give you Reiki. So whether you're listening or you are watching, hello, YouTube, then what I want you to know is that you should not be listening to this while you're driving, because Reiki should not be given or received if you're in a moving vehicle or operating machinery. So that is very important. So if you are listening and you are doing that, pause this or listen to it later. We're going to do what's called Reiki womb breaths. And this is going to be for us to ground and regulate our energy. And this is going to be really important because to ground our energy means to collect all of our energy and put it back into our physical body. And this actually allows us to make better decisions. It allows us to be in more control of our emotions, allows us to be aware of what we're feeling, and also reduces stress, anxiety, and overwhelm. Right? You're like, what? And it's free. It's just breathing. So what a womb breath is breathing in through your nose and exhaling through your mouth. But really, it's visualizing that breath going over your head and down your spine, pushing it down into your pelvis, into your womb. We're going to hold it for a count of 2, 3, 4, and exhale through our mouth. So we're going to do this 3 times, and you can do this anytime that you're anxious, you're upset, anything other than happy, to ground your energy and reduce your heightened state of emotions, whatever you're feeling, anger, upset, whatever, depression, anxiety, whatever. This will allow you to be more present in your body and reduce those heightened emotions into a calmer state. And then after we do our 3 womb breaths, we're going to pull 3 cards for fertility and pregnancy. So let's get started. Let's close our eyes. And we're going to take a deep breath in through our nose. And allow that breath to go over our heads, down our spines, into our wombs for a count of 2, 3, 4, and then exhale through our mouths. 2, 3, 4. Beautiful. Breath number 2. In through your nose, over your head, down your spine, into your womb for a count of 2, 3, 4, and exhale. 2, 3, 4. Last breath in through your nose, over your head, down your spine, into your womb for a count of 2, 3, 4, and exhale. 2, 3, 4. Beautiful. So now I want you to pay attention to what you're feeling in your body. Did your shoulders drop? Did your jaw become unclenched? Where is your tongue? Is it resting at the top of your mouth? I want you to take account for what you're feeling in your body. So now we're going to shuffle our cards. That's what I'm doing right now. And we are going to pull 3 cards. The first card will be for what you need to embrace. The second card will be what you need to accept. Third card is what you need to let go of. There we go. Maybe this a little ASMR. Okay, so the first card, what you need to embrace, this is Kalima. And with this, and I know for the people that are listening, like on Apple, you're not going to be able to see. Kalima is telling us we need to face our fear. This is our chance to soar. So whatever it is that we're scared of, it's time to face it, because it's our best opportunity to overcome it with a lot more ease than normal. So what are you scared of? It's time to embrace that fear. It's time to move through it. It's time to face it, because it's your chance to overcome it, to be victorious. So ask yourself, what are you scared of? What you need to accept. The next card is Freya. Freya appears when there is truth that is being given to us. We need to accept for truth what it is. So there was something that you believed to be true and is now false. So there was an illusion, like an illusion is revealed. What you thought was a truth is now being revealed to be an illusion. So this means there's significant change. So just because a cycle ends doesn't mean a new chapter isn't going to begin. So when something ends, it's not the end of everything. It just means a new chapter is beginning. A common pattern in my clients is that if you had significant childhood trauma, then there is this fear of like, if you have an argument, then it's the end of the relationship. Or if you have an argument or a disagreement, then it's the end of that friendship, maybe. That's not the case. Do we need to have a talk? Do we need to connect? Did we misunderstand something? Do we need to breathe and sit? So with this, there's a new beginning with every ending. So accept that there's a new chapter. This is a new season. But also with this new season, there was an up-leveling because you got truth delivered to you. So what truth was given to you, my friend? That sounds like some tea. That sounds juicy. Okay. The last one is let go. This is upside down. So this is Serapis Bay, and this is about ascension. This means we need to let go of our former self because we're ascending into our truest form of self. So with this, that means the darkness is done and the light is here. So that means you probably went through a really tough time and you're coming out of it. So this is your validation that, yes, it is your turn. So you need to let go of that darkness or the identity or the story attached to that dark time. This is a really very strong spread. So we have Kalima, just like face your fear. You need to embrace that. You need to accept that a cycle is ending, but a new chapter is beginning. And there was truth that needed to be given to you. And then the last part is you are shedding your old self and you're ascending into your truest form. This can feel very uncomfortable. When you're shifting and we're accepting truths and we're facing fears, that feels like you can be hit from all different sides. When you are feeling that way, I want you to be doing the most basic of things and forget everything else. Drink your water, eat your meals, move your body, get good sleep. When you have all of those things, you're going to be able to make better decisions, tap into your emotions to understand what you're feeling better, and to move through hard situations with much more ease. It doesn't mean it'll be easy, but it'll be more comfortable because we already know it's going to be uncomfortable, but it doesn't have to be as severe as if we were not already taking care of our physical needs, our emotional needs. If you can get good sleep and you're hydrating, drinking your water, eating your food, and you're sleeping, literally that's half the trouble. Okay, so we have done Reiki and we've done these 3 cards. So that's for fertility and pregnancy. Now with fertility, I want you to take away that, especially with this Freya card, just because maybe you didn't get pregnant this cycle doesn't mean you won't get pregnant ever. I know that those are really large feelings, and it's okay to have large feelings. However, it's really important to remember to ground and we move through it. Your turn is coming because you're being transformed. I feel like if you go through an infertility journey or trying to conceive journey, it's been hard. It is a spiritual awakening for many people. And they may not recognize it as a spiritual awakening. But the spiritual awakening and going through all those phases, I see it the same patterns in fertility. The same things. It's all shadow work. So, friends, I want you to go to my sleeping meditation to connect with Spirit Baby in the show notes. This is our favorite Reiki meditation in the Make a Baby membership. It's so, so good. So you're going to be able to connect with your Spirit Baby in your dreams, not just when you're manifesting or doing affirmations or when you're journaling. Invite them into your dreams. It's a very powerful Reiki meditation, and I'm sure that you're going to love it. So go to the show notes, download it. And while you have your phone open, assuming you're listening to my voice right now on your phone, go ahead and open up the Instagram app and come follow me at the Carolina Sotomayor. I'd love to hear from you. And I've been known to reply back to your DMs, especially with a voice message. So make sure you hit me up there, especially if you want a topic to be covered here on the podcast for an upcoming episode. Please let me know what your thoughts are. What do you want to learn? What do you want more of? I would love to hear from you. And coming up next week, we're going to be talking about when will I conceive my baby? I'm going to share with you what are the things to look for when you ask those questions to a spiritual practitioner, to an ethical medium, or when you work with me. It's really important. It's the most common question that I receive on a daily basis. So we're going to set you up for success. So when you do ask that question, you know what to expect. So go share this show with your friends who are trying to conceive. Let them know what's coming up next week and invite them to tune in with you and learn how to conceive with Reiki too. Until then, friends, let the Reiki flow, and I'll see you back here next time. Feeling hopeless in your fertility journey, fearful that you'll never become pregnant? The Make a Baby membership was created just for you, using the exact methods of Reiki that helped me conceive my son. We've helped over 75 babies come into this world by removing blockages from the womb and body with our powerful Reiki techniques. Visit carolinasotomayor.com to join the Make a Baby membership today.